The Ravens are at 2. Buffalo tied with Cincinnati, and then the Texans coming in at the 5 spot. Greg, do you think the Bills are a legit threat to win the AFC?
Here's where I'm completely opposite of this. I don't think that they are a legit threat to win the AFC, simply because when I look at their roster and when I know their quarterback, although he is elite, he has still shown signs to where he doesn't rise to the occasion and deal the way that he needs to when it's all on him. When we say Josh Allen, go get it done, do we absolutely believe?
The game you think of is the game you referenced.
Absolutely.
The game they ended up losing.
Absolutely.
That one, which is not his fault, but
it is just one. And so for me, I just look at their roster in previous years, and I feel like they were better suited, especially offensively, to make a run versus what they have now this year, a younger team, unproven guys, and you're saying our quarterback, he's an elite guy, put it all on his shoulders. Can he do it?
Yes.
That's to be found out. We don't know. And so for me, I don't think that they're a threat to win the AFC.
See, so this is where, and we're going to do it in about an hour. We're going to do, like we teased at the top, a Super Bowl bubble thing, and you'll see I have a bias in it. And it's a bias towards the quarterbacks I believe in. Even if they haven't proven it yet, the guys who I believe are A-plus talents, I think those teams are always alive.
I'll be doing the bubble.
Of course the Bills are alive. Because at some point, he should corral all of it. That's what is, and I understand some of the audience might be confused by me having this take. I am not putting a ceiling on what Josh Allen ultimately will be. I'm just trying to be honest about what he has been up to this point. But we have seen stretches of football where it's like, oh yeah, that guy can absolutely terrify you and win a championship. The question is, can he string it together at the right time? And the other question probably is, can someone else beat the Chiefs for him? Because
Okay, this is starting to drive me crazy because Josh Allen does step up. He absolutely balls out, and he does step up in the playoffs. It's not his fault that the team around him can't step up. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to kick field goals as well? Do you want him to play defense as well? Do you want him to catch the ball on the receiving end as well? He did everything that he possibly could have and stepped up in just the Bills versus Chiefs game this last season. The Bills failed him. The defense failed him. Whether you want to say it's injuries or not, that's fine. But the defense failed him. The wide receivers did not catch the ball. He threw 3 perfect passes that were just 60-yard just bullets that were dropped. What do you want him to do? I also believe he was the leading rusher in that game as well. He's always the leading rusher. He's always asked to do everything. What else do you want him to do? When people talk about Patrick Mahomes doing this and that, you realize in all the games that Patrick Mahomes has played versus Josh Allen is like almost nearly double the passing attempts. They asked Josh Allen to do so much more. Josh Allen is throwing like 40-plus completion passing attempts a game, especially against the Chiefs, while Patrick Mahomes is throwing like in the 20s. So it's different. There's different levels to this. It's such an absurd statement to put this, saying that Josh Allen hasn't been able to do this, or that he hasn't stepped up, or we haven't seen him step up. He's done everything. When he puts his team in a position to win, the team can't follow through. Whereas on the other side, that we always want to use Patrick Mahomes as the barometer for all of this, Patrick Mahomes is elite. Patrick Mahomes does everything you could ever ask a quarterback to do. But his team also helps him out. He also has Andy Reid dial up the perfect play that Patrick Mahomes then flawlessly executes. Travis Kelce makes a diving catch, I think multiple insane catches against the Ravens, which helped them win that game. If Travis Kelce doesn't catch those balls, they probably don't win the game against the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. That's the difference. Travis Kelce caught the ball while Diggs didn't. That's the difference. That's the difference. It's just that cut and dry. Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid throughout this entire season. Josh Allen has to learn a new offense mid-season. He has a revolving door of offensive coordinators. I didn't even really want to even bring up Patrick Mahomes in this conversation because I just want to focus on the Bills and Josh Allen, but it's just so absurd to me. It really, really is. It's unfair. That's like, do you know what this is really honestly like? This is like saying that LeBron James was the reason why the Cavaliers were losing. Okay? Before he went to the Miami Heat. LeBron James has never shown that he can get it done. As great as he is, he's just never shown to be able to get the job done. He didn't have the team to support him. The moment he went to a team that could support him, he won. Did he suddenly magically get better? No. He wasn't the reason why the Cavaliers weren't winning. He was doing everything to put the Cavaliers in a position to win. And then even after he went to Miami and then went to a different team and went back to Cleveland when they lost to the Warriors, he wasn't the reason why they lost. What changed? The supporting staff, the supporting roster, the guys on his team, the coaches. That matters. And we don't offer that to Josh Allen because we want to elevate Mahomes and we want to act like his situation's even worse than it is and act like the Bills situation is better than it is, and that somehow Josh Allen is a limiting factor for the Bills. Like what? What are we talking about here? I feel like I'm in bizarre world anytime we talk about Josh Allen and the Bills. I don't understand how so many people can get it so wrong, and how they can't see how much Josh Allen is asked to do. I think he averages like 40 plus attempts in the playoffs. Like, it's crazy what's asked of him to do. It's crazy. Whereas Patrick Mahomes is winning Super Bowls only throwing the ball like 24 times. That's a luxury. That's a major luxury to have. So it's just crazy. So do I believe that the Bills are a legit threat to win the AFC? I don't know. After that whole rant about the Bills and Josh Allen, I don't know. I don't know how much I trust the Bills. I know people are really high on Joe Brady, and Travis O'Shea, some subscriber, is very high on Joe Brady. I'm never afraid to admit that I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Brady. I feel better than what was happened, who Allen and the Bills have had previously, but I don't know. I don't know what this offense is exactly going to look like. And the same thing as kind of Greg Jennings said about the roster. I just don't know. I don't have strong opinions either way. It's just, to me, it's an actual genuine question mark. I have no question mark around Josh Allen. That's for sure. But in terms of the other pieces, is the roster good enough? I don't know. My guess is that they're a legit threat to win the AFC, but their margin of error is significantly smaller compared to some of these other teams, like, say, maybe the Ravens or the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have a larger margin of error where the Bills will have to play perfect football come time playoffs. They can't afford to have a drop pass. They can't afford to miss a field goal. They can't afford that. They can't afford to just not have a run game. They can't afford to have Josh Allen have to rush for 80 yards and a touchdown just for a chance to win. They can't afford to just keep relying on that. So it'll be really interesting to see. And because that's the other thing that, like, Josh, that Nick will say disingenuously and say, the Bills got better when they took the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. And it's like, no, they just had a more balanced approach. Again, like I said, Patrick Mahomes has won a lot of games throwing in the low 20s. Are they taking the ball out of Mahomes' hands? You wouldn't say that. It's just balanced football. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting season, and it's going to be frustrating because if the Bills don't perform or win at a high level, they're just going to say, see, I told you Josh Allen is not that good. Look what Patrick Mahomes was able to do the season before when he won the Super Bowl. Yeah, he had the number one defense and still has the GOAT offensive head coach in Andy Reid, the GOAT or GOAT-ish Travis Kelce, Pacheco, who he thinks is a top running back in the NFL, and Rashee Rice, who he literally calls Jerry Rice because he thinks he's also a top receiver, who also only dropped in the draft because of issues, off the field issues, which kind of proved to be accurate. So that's why I always find funny that they try to pull down this team that team of last year as not being that good. And granted, they don't have the names like a Tyreek Hill, but at the same time, if you ask Nick, is Pacheco a top running back in the NFL? He says yes. If you ask him, do you think Rashee Rice is a top wide receiver in the NFL? Yes or no? He says yes. Go watch it. Go watch old clips of last season. He was praising. He kept calling Rashee Jerry Rice or Jerry Rashee Rice, however he was doing it. And we obviously know Travis Kelce is elite and amazing. Obviously, he's older, but still can do it, still steps up. And Andy Reid is Andy Reid. So I'm sick of this narrative that the Chiefs were just this ragtag group of guys. They had the top defense in the NFL. What are we talking about here? It's insane to me. Insane. And then somehow the Bills and Josh Allen is supposed to just overcome everything that he has. It's just they set up Josh to fail in the media in terms of these expectations, where it's just kind of like if Josh Allen can't win a Super Bowl apparently this year, that means he's just not that good. And he's proven that he can't get the job done. And it's like, okay, what happened to Tom Brady at the end of his Patriots run? Was he not good enough to get the Patriots over the hump and win a Super Bowl? Or did he switch teams and go to Tampa Bay and immediately prove that he's still good enough to win a Super Bowl? Yeah, exactly. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Are the Bills a legit threat to win the AFC? And do you think Josh Allen has just not proved to be that guy yet? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.